So apparently this card got a 9. If you're new to this channel, my name is Hayes Justin. If you guys are coming back, also my name is Justin. And today we're going to be talking about this Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon from Terastal Festival. This card was sent to grading by someone else. It came back, or it got a grade of 9, so it was sold. Right, I'm the one that bought it, and it was listed for around $15. It was listed for $15, and after shipping and handling, it was like around 18. So I went ahead and paid $18 for this card. Now, I think it's a fairly good deal considering the fact that this card raw goes for around $7 plus the grading fee goes for around 30. So obviously whoever sold it for a loss, and not too bad. Overall, the card pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I mean, I don't think it's fantastic. It reminds me of a Starburst C4 energy drink, but when you look into it, pretty neat. Now, there's around 500 copies of this card in a PSA 10, and when we're talking about PSA 9, there's 33, meaning once again we got a pretty rare card just because it's in bad shape, and that says everything about the Japanese quality of Pokemon cards. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and look into this card and see why it got a 9. And honestly, there's a little trick that someone taught me, and I can kind of see it working if you're sending cards to get graded, and I'll show you guys in a bit. Right? But the first thing that we're gonna go ahead and look, and we're gonna go ahead and look at the card within the lens and to see if we can see anything right off the bat. Assuming it has great centering, the first thing I'm going to kind of notice already is going to be the top left corner on the top. Yeah, on the top left corner. Looks like there's like a little damage right there. But overall, the edge looks fairly decent. I mean, sometimes you got to assume that these cards might get damaged in transit or after they get put inside the slab. Nothing too crazy on the right side, maybe a little bit of damage. But overall, good edging. And we love good edging, right? No, sorry, bad joke. And there a little bit of damage on the bottom right corner, but nothing too crazy. I mean, I've seen worse damage in some of the 10s that PSA does. Now, on the left side, it looks decent. Nothing too crazy. Maybe a little bit of damage right there on the left side. But overall, not too bad. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at the rest of the card to see if there's any kind of surface damage that we might see. Now, since this card is textured, print lines, stuff like that, really hard to notice. But if you see something, go ahead and leave a comment, timestamp it as much as you can. Nope, nothing there. Overall, the card looks great. And see, once you look at the Ogerpon close, not a bad character. Not bad. I like him. Now, the trick that someone recommended me is look at cards using a black UV light. I got one. Pretty big one off Amazon. You know, let's turn it on. It's on. I'm going to turn off the... No, I'm not going to turn off the light. I'm not. Now, it's going to be hard to kind of record this holding the light and moving the card, but I'm going to do my best job. But as you guys can see right off the bat, the edge pops out a lot more, significantly a lot more than without the black light. So I can see this trick being useful whenever you're pre-grading cards before you send them, if you're looking for cards in great condition or not. Nothing too crazy there. No, this is a hard part. Like, honestly, trying to do three things at the same time. You can kind of see the edge damage that we saw earlier, but nothing too bad. Now, so either that's hair or that might be like surface damage or like dust particles. Actually, let's take a time to actually look at all that. Maybe there. Let me put that down. Hmm. So I guess the trick can work. Like there's like a little white dot right there on the card. So that's interesting. Right now we'll turn it off and double check. But that might be the card itself. But I wonder if that's the card itself. Oh my god, my arm is cramping. Let's look at the bottom left corner. So damage does come out a lot more prevalent whenever you use the black light. Let's turn on the black light. Let's turn it off and just go back into the card and see that that was actually damage or that was part of. No, I think that's card detail. Or dust particle stuck inside. What do you guys think? It might be dust particles stuck inside, just like the Blood Moon or Saluna. So clearly, maybe that's an issue. PSA doesn't clean their cards, or like whenever you're sending them to grading, so they might see something like that and just consider that as a damage. So we see that. And honestly, I think it's a fairly good trick. I don't think it's like the most effective trick, but we're going to use another card that we already looked at and seen some of the damage. We're going to be looking at this promo card for Legend Arceus, for Arceus itself. And on this card, there was a lot of damage more on the edges, as you guys can see right there. So the edges had a lot more wear and tear. And we'll see if it works with the black light. I'm going to dim my overhead light a little bit more, so the black light works better. And I'm telling you right now, this is hot as hell. But I don't know if I could say like it really works great. I mean, honestly, whenever, maybe not on the camera, but whenever like I'm doing it myself, like I can see the trick working, not using the camera lens, just using the black light itself, right? Because if I turn on the max brightness on the overhead light, we can see edge damage and dots there. So we can see why this one got a 9. And I would totally agree. Ooh, right there. Right next to the logo. Oh, yeah, no, we can actually see the damage. So the trick does work. Overall, I wouldn't say it's a super effective trick, but if you're really into hardcore grading, I can honestly say getting maybe a black light, whether it be like a little flashlight or something that you plug in, I can see it being beneficial. But overall, now going back to the Teal Mask Ogerpon or Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. Now, do I think it deserves that 9? I don't think so. I think this is one of those cards that we can go ahead and crack and resend it for grading. But of course, I'm not going to resend it to PSA. I'd rather send it to tag just so I can see the actual damage. Seeing how it's a texture card, there might be some surface damages that we might miss, but hopefully they can identify it. But overall, that's going to be the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, should you guys be using a black light to go ahead and grade your cards? I can see it being very useful, but if you have good eyes and good lighting, you don't need this light. You can go ahead and identify the problems itself. But I figured, why not? I can go ahead and try this. Or maybe I should just get like a different kind of UV light or black light. But outside from that, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, the more you guys keep subbing or subscribing, the more I keep ripping English cards, and I do appreciate that. Outside from that, you guys have a fantastic day, and until next time, peace.